Hey everybody, welcome back to another week here on my channel. I'm so delighted that you're here. So you'll recall last week we worked on how to use some of these tabbed pages like you might use in a ring binder style notebook, and we decorated them up. So I did go ahead and finish up off screen some of the things I told you I was going to do, and I had a couple more that I needed to make. So here they are. I made another one here with the double layered torn pocket, and I've added stenciling and stamping. And this one I made a fabric pocket, stenciled behind her, and did some more stamping. I love this little stamp, it's so cute. One of the things that I had mentioned doing was covering up the letters on these index pages, and so I just used the flat back, they're on a roll, they're little flat back gems that you can get from the Dollar Tree, and they're multicolored, all kinds of different colors, so cut them apart and glued them on there. Fabri-Tac I found is what worked best. But here are the ones that we worked on last week, and as you can see I added a stamp here, and I went through and I inked all the pages, all the edges, and then I added some fabric embellishments where I thought I wanted some. This is how they turned out. I added the stamping here around this butterfly, and I put a little bit, I don't know if you can tell, a little bit of sparkle Mod Podge over it to give my butterfly some shimmer. And then I did Mod Podge in here as well with the shimmer Mod Podge, which you can buy. It's just the Mod Podge brand, and they have all kinds of them. Did some stamping back there. Then we added the fabric embellishment here, and I just did the inking up, and here's this tuck spot. And then on this one, I think pretty much how you saw it last week, except for the inking. I was watching my video back and I was yelling at myself, straighten this out, but I didn't, so it's kind of curved. I think that's gonna bug me now. This guy, boy, he just, I kind of feel like it was a little bit over the top, but I'm gonna go with it. But I did add some splatter sprays, and I don't know if you can see that I threw in some gold. I tried playing with all of my sprays that I have that I've never really played with before. And I just kind of kept going and going. Added some black, I added some stamping, added some gold, and then I tried to find a label. I kind of had to create one out of two different pieces of a piece of scrap paper. I stamped some lines on it with corrugated cardboard. And then this is just, it's black, but I wanted you to be able to write on it, so it's just an embellishment out of a paper pack. But that's how this one turned out, and I still feel like he's a little much, but I think maybe once it gets into a journal, maybe it won't look so overdone. And this one too, he's he's about as bad. I was playing, added antenna to the butterfly, did the background stamping and some splatters, and then I had this little label, remember from a couple weeks ago, one of the ones that, of those sets I was trying to cut out, so I went ahead and cut it out, and it's interesting how the colors actually match the butterfly. So when I put this on here, I also turned it into a little tuck spot, like that, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, I just decided to get out my sprays and play around with them. And then this one, I'm not sure that I really did anything else except inked the edges. So that's how all of that turned out. So we've got 12 or 10 pages here to go in our journals for the journals that I'm donating to the Ukrainian Center. I want to thank everybody who has responded positively to that project, and who has volunteered to jump in and help and send things. And some of you are even making journals, which is an enormously generous gesture because, as you know, they take time. So thank you. You know who you are. And I also want to say a special thanks to Miss Abby, whose grandma showed her my video last week. And when she saw what was going to happen, she just jumped right in and started making things that she's going to send. I'm going to see Grandma here in a couple of weeks, and Abby's 8 years old, or almost 8. She's soon to be 8, and she just jumped right in with a willing heart and wanting to help, and I just appreciate that so much. So thank you, Abby, That was really kind and sweet of you. So today I'm wanting to piggyback off of that idea, and I want to work on making journal toppers. So I've never done this before. This is a totally new experiment for me, but some of these hopefully will wind up on the journals that I am donating. So before we get started, why don't you guys get yourself comfy, get your snack, your drink, your comfy seat, or if you want to craft along, grab your supplies, and I'll meet you right back here in just a minute. All right, so for those of you that may have missed a week or two here on my channel, first of all, let me apologize for that super long video last week. I had no intention of letting it get so long and involved, but first I wanted to talk to you about the project for the Ukrainian Welcome Center, and then I just wanted to demo how to do those pages. So it just went on, and I didn't, honestly, I just didn't really want to stop. But there was no good way to edit a lot of that out. So if you have missed and you're not sure what we're talking about, if you want to watch last week's video, it's linked down below up in the cards, and then I'll have it on the end screens too, so you can check that out. But I am making journals, 10 journals that I plan to donate to our Ukrainian Welcome Center here locally. I was really touched by some families that I met a couple of weeks ago, and just kind of stuck with me, and I decided one way I could help and do something maybe that is effective and concrete or practical way to help is to make some journals and donate them. So if you're interested in contributing or joining in on this project with me, the details are in last week's video. I don't want to go over it again. And I will be collecting items through the end of September, and then I plan to donate at the beginning of October. But today's project is journal toppers. Now, what is a journal topper? Yes, that is a great question. I'm glad you asked. There is this, there's a phenomenon, no, there's an idea, there's this really cool idea that is floating around in junk journal land that somehow I just have finally caught on to. I'd never heard of this before. But you know how when you make a journal and you've got your cover and you've got your pages inside and you're ready to go, but you want to decorate the front and your mind is blank? I don't know about you, but that is something that I completely struggle with all of the time. And so what you can do is actually pre-make some cute little decorative elements that you can then glue onto the front of your journal so that it's all kind of one piece. And so my example here, you'll remember this also from a couple of weeks ago. I had this little thing, and I found this little guy, and I found this fabric. Well, then it wasn't, I wanted to do a couple other things to it, so off camera, then I added this layer of, it's not really muslin, but you know, it's kind of a lightweight neutral, put it in between here, and then I found this butterfly, and this is essentially a journal topper because it's all glued together, it's all one piece, it's about 4.5 by 5.5 or so, and then when I have a journal that I want to use it on, I can just glue it to the cover, and voila, I have an instant decoration for the front of my journal. This is so amazing to me. I'm a little slow as usual. I'm late to the party. I'm finally catching on, but I finally got there. So today we're going to work on making some journal toppers. I'm thinking that my journals are going to measure roughly 9 by 6, which is what this envelope is. And so I'm trying to make all of my toppers fit within that size. I'm going to set him over there. So some of these hopefully will be going onto the journals I'm donating, and some may just go into my stash. But here's the kinds of things that I am using. So remember these from my haul, in my Scotland haul. Found these at that beautiful little thrift shop. I am not going to use the originals, but what I did do was photocopy them and enlarge them a little bit, so I'm going to use those. Here's a couple of antique postcards that I have on hand, and so I just made copies and enlarged them a little bit, sized them to what I want, and so we're going to be putting those on there. And then I have a couple of these little doodads that I just kind of threw together, but they need some kind of a base, so we'll put that. I know last week I had talked about making this a pocket in one of the journals, but as I looked at it, I decided it would be actually prettier as a topper on the front of a journal, and truly, this can go pretty much just as it is. It just needs some kind of a, maybe a little bit stiffer base under it, and then that one's ready to go, so that one's easy. And then I just have a few more things, like this is a front of an old card, like the card wasn't great, but this piece came off. I think this is really cute. And a couple of postcards. Not really sure about this lady, but she might make an interesting journal topper someday. I thought she was sweet. And then this was a piece of junk mail, but I like the image on the front, so that could be a nice topper. And then I was going through trying to find some journal cards that I could use in these journals, and I have these that I got. These were graphic 45 from a graphic, or was it Bo Bunny? Anyway, from a really pretty paper pack. So I thought these would be really nice to work with. And then I have a couple of panels that I have cut out from old vintage sheets, and I just really like the complete design. So those are ideas of things that you can use. Obviously, we're not going to do all of them today. I am not feeling inspired for this lady at all, so she'll be put aside. But these are the kinds of things that I'm wanting to work with today, okay? And then these are going to go in my stash forever because they're just so sweet. Now, in preparation for today, I wanted something stiff to back all of these on, and I couldn't really decide what it was I was doing. So playing around with my sprays, I have this pad of I think watercolor paper maybe, from the thrift store. And it's nice and absorbent. So I just started playing around with splattering things with coffee and my sprays and just dropping. I wanted some in green and yellow. Just dropping them, bits and pieces. This one kind of, I don't know, it kind of got diluted, I think because I went back over it again with coffee. This is supposed to be red. This was a red ink pad, but when it got all wet and diluted down, it's the red brick distress ink. And it turned out pink, and actually when you look at the back, kind of cool. It's almost cooler on the back side than it is on the front side. And then the last one, I was messing around with a plastic doily and just laid it on there and sprayed. I was trying to go for different color combinations that would match the images here that I have. So anyway, I'm not sure that I'm going to get to these two today, but that's just an idea. So we'll see how far we get. And then what I'm doing is cutting down these speckled splattered pages into a 4.5 by 6 size base. And I think that they will be really nice to back some of these things on. So I'm going to take a moment and go off camera and do that, and then I will be right back. All right, here we go. I've got all of these cut down into roughly 4.5 by 6. Some of these are like 4.5 by 5.5. And hopefully these will work. Hopefully that works with what we want. And then I went ahead while we were off camera and cut these out. And realized that when I resized these, I cut off part of the scalloped edge or whatever. So I got out some laces and things too, so I'll probably just end up covering that side with some lace maybe so that you can't tell. I got out my inks so I can ink up. And look who showed up this week, Mr. Ruler. It had fallen under my chair. Luckily, I did not roll over it, because if I'd been rolling over it, it would be broken in half right now. So that would have been sad, sad, sad. Okay, so I'm gonna put this aside. I'm kind of leaving it out though because it is a guide. Just the base, you know, to make sure it'll be like our check mark that we're doing what we need to do. Then I have some scrapbook paper, maybe if we want to layer up. First thing I think we're gonna do though is ink around these guys. Okay, well that took me a little bit of time, so you should be glad that I spared you the pain of watching me decide all that. But what I did was went ahead and matched up the different images with some backs, and I didn't do all of them. I did not do these guys because those pieces I cut out are not big enough for those cards to back on. But I'll show you what I did really quick, and we'll start gluing some pieces together, see what we can get done. This lady, I changed her backing, and part of the reason is because I think this is better. I meant to put her on there in the first place, but also because the card I had put her on goes better with this topper here. I'm trying to check and see if my zooming in is okay. I also, as I went around, trimmed some of these down as necessary, and I inked a lot of the edges on the background as well as on the image on top. Now, if this winds up on the cover of a journal for the Ukrainian Center, I'm going to cover the words with something, like a label or something, because remember, we're not wanting to put words in there because they can't read and write English quite yet. They're still learning. Here's how this one turned out. I thought that was really pretty. And then I have some sewing to do. So I just layered up some of these with fabric behind them, as you can see. And this is this guy. I also pulled out some other scrapbook paper and backed on that as well as the splatter paper I had done. These two just seem to work better on that scrapbook paper, I think, just because it's so much darker. It makes the images stand out with the white fabric behind it. And then this guy, he's so cute. I just love how shiny that card is. This one and this one, I'm going to be backing on the same fabric. This one, I don't want the card around it to show because it's going to be too wide, but I did want it to be firmer. So I just pulled out some other coffee dyed cardstock that I had, and I'm just going to glue that down. And then this one, I gave her a border and then the fabric around it and measured it against the 9x6 measurement here. So as you can see, it'll just fit. And then if there's any trim along the side of the journal or along here, it'll be just fine. So what I want to do next, and I apologize that we're going to have to hop on and off camera here a bunch of times, but I think just to get done what I want to get done, I'm going to go through and sew these that have the fabric, and then come back. And, I don't think I want to sew this one. I think I want to just glue it, because I have the sewing here and here, and I think it will just compete. So this one's just going to get glued, but then we'll come back and add the lace and stuff, okay? And I'm sorry, I'm hopping on and off camera here a bunch, but it's sparing you the agony of having to watch a lot of fussing around and just tedious work, but you get the gist of what I'm doing. So I'll be back in a sec. All right, we're back at it again. So I've got these sewn, and here's what I did. This one I zigzagged around. I had to glue this little edge down, which is fine. So I glued that one down. And then some of these I decided to do double stitching around the outside edge and then the inside edge. So there's that one, and this one, and this one. These turned out really pretty, didn't they? This guy, so I've got I zigzagged around this. Now this one, I did some sewing around the bottom layer, but I've left it kind of loose right here. She's glued in the center, but I think I want to put some, I want some of the lace to go underneath, and then I know I want to put some gold there. And then this one is just glued down. And then these three are not glued down yet because, again, I want to be able to layer up with the laces and things. So I'm going to essentially consider this one done. So we'll set that one to the side. Nothing really needs to happen on it. This guy, I may put some lace or something here and here because he's got some scuffed up bits. So let's just see what we get done here in the next little bit. This might end up getting a label, I'm not sure. Yeah, so let's work on these that are right in front of me because they definitely need to be done. And you know what? Hold on a second. I have my fan going. Let me turn it off. Sorry about that. I noticed I had forgotten to turn it off in one of the earlier segments as well, so I don't know how loud or soft it was. Now it's evening and it has cooled down enough that my windows are open, so we may get a loud motor. For some reason, I got lots of neighbors with really loud cars. It's super annoying. So one of them just left. He may or may not come back. And if he does, we'll pause for a minute and I'll edit it out. How's that sound? Okay, so I got my gold paint. And I think I should probably paint her first. And then that'll give the paint a chance to dry. And then I can add the lace and stuff underneath. I've got this little, this is just a lid. And you know what else I think I want to do? I forgot to, I should add some water to it. So, let me do that really quick. This is the one still with the broken cap because I guess I'm just really partial to it. Very committed to using that up before I do anything else. It would be really cool to flick gold on here, but I don't want to make the mess all over to do that. Yeah, I don't want to make a mess all over my table, although you can see up here I have some gold where I did that the other day. Okay, there we go. This is just a little bottle of water. I'm reusing a spray bottle that I had. So we're just gonna mix that up and make it a little bit thinner because I really think some of these could benefit from the gold. This one too. Actually, I know I inked it, but I just want to go across it with some gold so it looks like the old postcards. And this little Q-tip is working way better than when I use my fingertip. It's a lot less messy too. You know, those old postcards had the gilding on it and stuff. So I took a little break in there for a minute, had my popcorn break, and just decided to take a minute and stop and breathe, let my dog go outside. She always just feels so neglected when I'm in here. Okay, that, I don't know if I can get that off and have it look good. Nope, I sure can't. Okay, well, we'll just stick with that. Okay, oh, there we go. It's a little thick in that corner, but what are you gonna do? Uh-oh, got some on the card. I have to be really careful with this one. Is this even gonna work? Looks like it's just sliding around. This is kind of a glossy surface on here. So hopefully we can get the effect we want. Okay, I'm not liking it. Quick, I'm gonna wipe it off. That's too bad. It is glossy, and you know, sometimes you can rough up that surface and kind of take the shine off, but I like how it looks. I don't want to take away from the color on the image. Okay, I'm gonna set that aside. And let's get some lace. And I wish I had gold lace. That would be pretty. That's what it needs, is gold lace, but I don't have any. Gold doily I have. What if I grabbed gold doily? There we go. That might be just what we need to do. I've had these for a while, so probably be a good idea to use them up, huh? Now, because the doily is round, I don't know how well that's gonna stick under there. Probably not very. Oh, check that out. Look at that. Oh. Nothing ventured, nothing gained, right? I do have these beautiful gold roses that are dimensional. I mean, they're really thick, but I don't know why I bought them. Truthfully, they were at Michael's a long time ago, but you can't really put them on anything because they're so thick that they get in the way. I mean, that you certainly can't use them on a journal page, and I don't think they'd look so great on the cover either. Okay, let's glue this guy down really fast. There we go. So what did I want to talk about? Oh yeah, okay, so I'm filming this on Sunday. So last Sunday we went tubing the river for my birthday, which was a ton of fun. So I used to do that a lot in college. I went tubing quite a lot with a friend of mine. I had a raft, this little inflatable raft that I had won in a giveaway at the grocery store. And so my friend and I, we would go rafting. So I guess it's technically not tubing, it was rafting, but we didn't have oars. It did not come with oars, and I didn't know enough at the time to like think about going to buy oars. Of course not, because I was like 14. So anyway, to steer, I'd have to take my flip-flops and go over the front of the boat and, and paddle that way with our flip-flops in our hands. So that was always entertaining. But yeah, I used to do that quite a lot. And then just after, you know, I got married and we had kids and stuff, it was just really hard to do that by myself. So I didn't really want to go do that on my own with 2 kids and life jackets and water and all that jazz. So let's see what's pretty that I could add on the edge. And do I want cream or do I want white? This back here is actually white. So I think white would be the better option. And this one, it's kind of fancy pants. Boy, I can really fancy these up sometimes. It's almost ridiculous. Okay. What if we ran this down the edge, or I could even put it a little bit like right here. This one comes apart. It's unfortunate. I think I got this at Walmart. I'm not sure. Don't remember. I'm pretty sure. I think that's where I got it though. So should I do it there or should I do it here? I do rather like it here. All right, let's do it. There's no right or wrong. The world will not come to a screeching halt because I put lace on one side or another, right? Okay, this is cool. Okay, right side, wrong side. It's really hard to tell on this. This lace, this thread is elastic, so it kind of comes undone. I think I can cut this with my Tim Holtz scissors. Ooh, we'll see. Ha! Nice. Okay, but we definitely want to tack that down or they will, it's going to come all undone right there. No bueno. There we go. Now what I want to try and do is fix this top edge, tack it down, and then trying to do this without getting my head in the way. There we go. Ah! There we go, and then I'm going to just trim that little piece, maybe. Come on. There we go. And I think it might need to get clamped. Oh, maybe not. Oh, so pretty. So pretty. Oh my goodness, that's gorgeous. If I do say so myself, I'm trying, I don't mean to brag. That's really pretty. That turned out really neat. I love this fabric. Now, I like this fabric with this and with the robin, but I never in a million years could figure out what I was going to use this fabric for, and I think I got it in a fabric bundle that I ordered from an Etsy shop or something. You know, you kind of just get what you get. So this was in there, and I thought, what on earth am I going to do with that? But now, you know, I could still, I could still like add a label, I could add a word, I could add, I don't know, rhinestones, who knows, but I kind of hesitate to do that till I put it on a journal and see what else I want. Okay, so there's that one. And while we have, see, I should not do gold doily with this because it's got the silver foil background. He's so pretty. I do want to do just little bits of lace though, I think. He'd be pretty on a nature journal, wouldn't he? We have a family of robins that likes to build their nest in front of our garage on the light fixture that goes above the garage. Probably not the best place for it. Oh, look, I could use this one maybe. Probably not the best place, but you know, when you think about it, it's warm at night because the lights come on. And so that keeps the little eggs warm. It's like the perfect incubator, but then, boy, it sure gets hot later in the summer. And the little guys are in there just in the hot sun, but I guess Mama Robin has that all figured out. I did try once to interfere with nature, and I climbed up there. These two are the same, one has less, so I want to use it first. Climbed up there and I tried to help refresh the little baby robins. There was like one still left in the nest and everybody else had learned to fly. I don't have this in off-white, do I? And he was so alarmed he jumped out. Well then I was like, oh, well, you're not supposed to put a baby bird back in the nest. The mom will reject it. So I was like, let's just... We had a tree right next to our driveway at that point, and I was like, well, let's just see what happens, and Mama will figure out how to get him back in the nest. I don't know anything about being a mother bird. And next thing you know, 20 minutes later, 2 hawks had come down and gotten baby bird and were tossing him back and forth through the air as they flew up, and I was just sick to my stomach that I had just sentenced a baby bird to his death. It was so sad. And Mama Robin, she did not build there the next year. It took her a couple years to come back. I guess she's finally forgiven me though, because she's back now. But, oh, I was just so disgusted. I was like, man, I hate nature. I hate the circle of life. Oh, I felt so bad. And then I found out later it would have been just fine if I had just picked him up, stuck him in the nest, and just left everything alone. But it's kind of cute because you get to watch the babies as they get bigger and fluff out and learn how to fly, and they're so cute. It's kind of like watching awkward teenagers. It's hilarious. Okay, I like this, but I want something up there, but I don't know what. What do I want up there? Let's look. I have a little bag of snippety things. Oh, here. Maybe this. This might work. Ah, I got glue on me. Help! Help! What about this? Can I just put... Is that too raggedy? I just want a little bit. I want enough to cover up this section right there. Let me get my fabric scissors because I don't think Tim Holt's scissors are gonna do it. Just an eensy bit right there. And let me turn it around so I can see. Yeah, a little curve in it would be nice, wouldn't it? We'll see. I'm gonna get it glued on and then I'll decide if I want some curve in it or not. Could do, don't I? Nah, it just looks like I didn't know how to glue. Okay, go in there straight, please. I'm gonna redo that. Just looks like I don't know how to glue things in a straight line is all. So, here, that's pretty. It's interesting because you would think that you would want the off-white with all that orange and brown and stuff in the background, but it's paired up with white, so it works. Oh, this end. Come on. Okie doke. What do you think? He's cute too. I just love this color and the shine. I do like a little bit of shimmer. I'm not a big rhinestone or diamond kind of girl, but I do like a little bit of shimmer. Now, this, I don't think these are going to be the right color, but it's worth a try. Now they're too pink. Too pink. I need to use this up. I have no idea where I got it. It was from somewhere. And I don't know where you buy it. This was just a little piece that I got from somebody for something. So I have no idea where you actually buy that stuff. This one gonna be too wide. I want this one, I think. I was all sad because I thought I only had a little bit of this lace, and then I was organizing things and discovered this is just the section that I have in this bag for shorter pieces, and I have a bunch more in my drawer over there, which was nice. A nice discovery. That's pretty. Okay. I'm gonna trim right there. Yeah, it was so nice. It's been in the 80s yesterday and today. It's gonna get hot again. We're gonna be back in the triple digits by the end of the week, but had a couple of 80-degree days, and so that means that it's cooled down into the 50s last night. I still can't tell which way is up. Okay, I'm going with this one. And yeah, so then when it gets that cool, then we can open up the windows at night, which I'm kind of a fresh air junkie. I really like my fresh air in the spring and summer. I like to be able to open my windows at night. It seems like there's always something conspiring against me. I wonder, since that's hidden anyway, what if I just trim that off and I can use it in another place? And then that will help the card to lay flat. I usually just lay everything on top of it, but it is bulky like this. Okay. So I'll put the card there, and then I could theoretically do something like that, remembering that we might end up covering this right here. Let's see, I gotta look at it for a sec. No, our time is going too fast. How is this happening? I did set my timer though. Okay. Let's do it. So yeah, journal toppers, just pre-making. It's essentially like a giant journal card or embellishment or something, you know, that you can just decorate the top of your journal with. This one would probably benefit when I put it on a, oh, you know what? Because it's oriented that way. You know what I think I was gonna do was do it this way. Yes, I was. Okay, see, now it fits. It would be nice to have something underneath it, some fabric or something. But I do know I wanted it to go this way, so this way is up. And for the time being, let's see, what else do I have? I don't have any pretty little pink rose is what it needs, and I don't have one. I have a blue one. Blue's not going to help me. Okay, well, let's set him aside. This is it for now. I wish I did have like a flower, something to match these guys I could put here. That would be cool. I got a big mess going on my table here. That's going to have to dry. If I do that with that, I want to ink that up a little bit because it's too yellow. So this is my walnut stain dauber pad thing. So I'm just using what's actually still on the end of the sponge so that it will make that a little bit darker. And then we'll do this. Probably should change that out. It's getting kind of beat up. Oh, I hear the motor. May have to edit. I hear him. There's a boyfriend that lives across the street or visits very frequently, or I don't know what he does, but both of his cars, you can hear them. Both cars. Need an overhaul and a muffler. It's annoying. Yeah. Let's do that. No. It's too white. The white blends in with the white, so that's not helpful. Can't really see it. About this one. See, I'll move this pin over here, and then I'll find the pin from this one and put it in the tan one. Uh-oh, somebody making noise. I feel like that's too tan. One's too white and one's too tan. Is that possible? Yes, actually it is. Okay. This would look good, or should I put it up that way, or should I put just a little bit down this way? I like this though. I think that fixed that. I think this really needs to go under here, at least this far. I'm gonna try it like that and see if I like it. No, I really don't. If I put it behind. Better. See, I like that you can see the stitching. This has a little paisley pattern on it. So if I do that and that. Ah. Oh. I need to get over using that. No. No. I need like a delicate something. Yeah, I like what I'm doing here. I really do. But I would also like this to equal all the way across. I think, yeah. I think it looks better if it goes all the way across. So I'm gonna pull that one out and make them both long enough, or wide enough actually. Wide enough to go from side to side, which means the scallops won't match, unfortunately. Now let's put you in there. And then, okay, move that. Then we'll lay down our glue. Isn't this interesting cardstock? This was another one that was thrifted, so it's kind of a light lace on the one side and a dark lace on the other. Tell you what, if I don't get that glue string off of there, we're gonna be sad. Okay, so I want the right side to go down because it's gonna show to the front. Okay, turn this around. Right side down, showing to the front. Okay. All right. Needs like pearls or something, which I don't have. At least not with me, not on me right now. We do want to do that though. That and that, and I'm gonna get to that bird over there. I really like him. Oh, yep, label. So should the label have a little something something going up the side? This is that same trim, only in, oh, well maybe that's what I'm saying. I want pearls. Hello. Got it. Yeah, that's what it needs. Okay. Right between. There we go. And this is trying to explode, so that is perfect timing for us to get the lace on there. There we go. And you can still see the stitching, which makes me very happy. Okay. Then I'm going to put this down and then decide if I want trim up the edge. I want it to rest right inside the stitching because I just think that looks cool. And yeah, I think I do want it to do that. So, well, that's cool. Look at that, it turned into a something. I think I have a tendency to over embellish, guys. Oh, I never finished telling you about my birthday. We went tubing. Told you about my raft. No, we went tubing, so we took our youngest daughter and her husband, and then my niece couldn't make it, but our family friend, who is now also her fiance, he came along, le Sejo, and then after we went tubing, it took a couple hours, but it was really nice because it was 100 degrees that day, so you get in the nice cool river and just float for a couple hours, and oh, it's so nice, so wonderful. And then we came back and we had Jamaican jerk chicken, and what else did I have? I had watermelon, I had a black bean and mango kind of salsa thing, and rice to go with the chicken, and then we had, there you go, I'm gonna put that over here. And then we had watermelon. Did I say watermelon? And then for dessert, we had homemade peach ice cream. So yummy. So, so yummy. So that was all very fun. And I got some really nice presents and some things off my Amazon list that I'd been wanting. Now I want to see if I put that on that side. Am I going to wish it was on the other side instead? I would have to move it here. The thing is when you're putting it on a journal, very often we put lace over here. So it seems like if I want it to have lace along one edge, it should be the outside edge, and then it can hang over. Does that seem like the right thing to do? It does to me. Yeah, so that was a lot of fun. And I spent the whole day before getting my house, outside house, I hosed it off. And got all the cobwebs so it doesn't look like a spook house anymore. This time of year, you know, it just gets all cobwebby. And then it's just really nice. Nice to have all that done. Nice, although I noticed today the spiders have been back out there. I've got some big webs on my lawn chairs. Not lawn chairs, patio chairs. And we have an outdoor light that actually needs a new battery, but it's up on the side of the house, and I know for sure I hosed that off. And it's got a big old web on it again. Darn it. Darn those little things. Obnoxious spiders. Messing up my aesthetic out in the backyard. Okay, I have this, but then I need something else. There's this piece of this that I didn't use. About that. Okay, I like that. It kind of makes the white stuff pop. All right, let's do it. Yeah, and then pesky yellow jacket. Darn it. We killed 2 big nests that we found. One was on the neighbors. They have their shed is up against our back fence, so we took care of that one for them. And then one was in our like our phone line box. Huge, huge nest. Oh, it was terrible. So it's nice to get rid of them. But then yesterday I was outside, you know, doing the spraying, or trying to. Not yesterday, day before yesterday. And I had one that just kept buzzing around. I don't know what his problem was. I don't know where he lives now. Maybe that was his problem. It's like, you've made me homeless, so I don't appreciate it. Yeah, but anyway, that was all a lot of fun. And then Friday night, so kids have all officially started back to school this week at all the districts around here. So Friday night, our small group, we had a swim party. Did you know you can rent swimming pools? I had no idea. And I had no idea you could rent a swimming pool, but you can on this app called Swimply. And so we rented a pool, and then we had to pay 20 extra bucks to use their barbecue. And yeah, we had a little pool party, and that was really nice. So we all brought stuff to eat, and I've been growing a yellow squash this year, which is my first year growing like summer squash of any kind. The zucchini's not doing so well. He just doesn't have enough light. I need to put it out of its misery and yank it out of the ground. But the yellow squash is going bananas. So I learned that you have to prune squash so they get enough light, which is zucchini's problem. And I also learned about pruning tomatoes this year, but I haven't had time to do that. So I feel like I've talked about all this before, but I don't know if it was to you guys or to someone else. And I think I don't want that flower to hang over after all, even though I thought I did. I don't. Yeah, so it's been busy. I've been kind of preoccupied. I find that when I'm preoccupied with certain things, my creativity side doesn't know what to do. I kind of like that. What do you guys think? And if it was on the front of something, I would say they're not 100% complete because I think I need to see them on the front of a journal before I can truly make up my mind, because this one, it just needs work. Okay, I wanted to do you, I want to do her, criminy. I may have to do them off camera because we are out of time, and I really just hate how I have a tendency to run over. I will show you in the next video what else I did to do these. These look so nice just the way they are. I'm not sure that they're going to get much because I just think they look complete. So for now, we're going to call these two complete. I will keep working on those two. And then our other ones. Ooh. Sorry for the grunting and groaning. Got this one. That turned out really pretty. Nice. Got that one. Got my little robin. He's so cute. Just all the shimmer just makes him so adorable. And I think that fabric behind him really makes him pop. So here's this one with the fabric cluster I actually made last year, but then we backed it on some stiffer paper, and now it's got a nice solid base, so that can be a journal topper. And it may end up, when I put it on a journal, it could get a word or something right there, or maybe even a butterfly or a flower. Who knows? Who knows? And then, that's not that. We've got this lovely lady and her baby. So, didn't work out to put the gold on it. We did put the gold on this, but again, I feel like I'm not giving you a good, valuable experience today because I'm disjointed and my mind's just not quite where it needs to be. And then we've got this one. But I think in terms of putting these on a journal cover, I think I'm on the right track. This may or may not be all the finished products, but you get the idea now. Yeah, so journal toppers, and then we'll see how many, if any, wind up on our journals for the Ukrainian project. So, yeah, I want to thank everyone again who has expressed interest in sharing and contributing to this, and it's just really means a lot to me that you would want to join in and reach out and extend a warm welcome and hands of hospitality to folks whose lives have been thoroughly disrupted. It's just the kindest thing we can do, the kindest thing. So I have for my quote of the day, this is a quote from Perry Tanksley. Don't know who he is, but this is his quote. "You only gave me a smile, my name you did not call, and yet it made my day the brightest day of all." And so, as you go through your week and through the rest of today, just give somebody a smile and brighten their day. Oh, and don't forget, this Friday is my actual Friday upload. Is that right? Yes, I said that last week, and I was a week off. So starting my Friday uploads is actually this Friday, September 2nd. So yeah, tune in for that. So I'll see you on Friday. And until next Wednesday or Friday or whenever you watch me again, be inspired, do something creative, and give somebody a smile. I will talk to you all later. Bye-bye.